Hi, I'm Darcy Wright, and I'm here with Erhard today. Erhard has just released his new DVD, and I'm so excited to talk to him. Erhard, I understand that you have two DVDs. Tell us about each of them. How are they different?
Number one is based on Leonardo da Vinci. Yeah. Dan Brown, who wrote this wonderful book, the Da Vinci Code, he missed the code of movement. Leonardo, he left us with a code of movement, which is very, very simple, and I'm applying that in the first DVD. For that matter, every movement has to go through that code. And basically, it's the point, the line, the circle, 360 degrees, and the figure 8.
Oh.
So every movement has to go through this process.
That's so interesting. Okay, so now what about the second DVD? Tell us about that.
There's several things in the second DVD. One is the bamboo flow and qigong. Let me talk about bamboo flow. Bamboo, I'm using a bamboo stick, and it's about the length of your height, and or when you spread your arms out, that's about the length of it. And I use that to create more balance while we're doing the movements. Qi means energy, and gong means work, or it means working with the energy. So it is a very, very ancient Chinese tradition in movement therapy. With qigong, the movements are repeated 5 to 10 times, depends on the teacher, depends on the time frame involved. And the movements are very gentle, but again, we're using the major muscle groups, but we're also using our synergist muscle groups. And it's amazing what happens with qigong, how the body heats up with such gentle movements.
So gentle sounds good to me.
If it's Pilates, if it's yoga, if it's Tai Chi, if it's qigong, Feldenkrais technique, Alexander technique, if it's dancing, if it's sports, wonderful.
Erhard, so I understand that you studied all of those different techniques, and now that you've put those together, right, in your new DVD?
Yes, that's called Soma-Kinetic. Soma meaning body, and kinetics, movement, so body movement. So I extrapolated what I think are the best movements, and I incorporated in the DVD presentation.
And when you say multi-directional, that I always thought it, when I'm doing yoga that I was doing multi-directional. Tell me a little bit more about that. Or
well,
dimensional.
my interpretation of multi-directional is to move mostly in rotational movements. So what happens is you are incorporating your synergist muscles. We have about 600 to 640 muscles. It's really the synergist muscles that getting in the background, because if you look in the gym, especially the guys, you know, they work their biceps and they work their triceps and they work their hamstring, they work their quads. But if you continue doing that in a linear fashion, that's where you're going to get stuck. Well, the movements are really, you'd be surprised to hear that, but even for elite athletes, because elite athletes, whatever sport they're in, it becomes a linear movement. So looking at a cyclist, I happen to be a cyclist, well, there's one movement and the muscles will stretch only that far as the movement is going. So unless you do something different, a different type of movement, then you're actually going to get stiff. If you don't move in the possible range of motion on a daily basis, then you will lose that motion because there's cell replacement, meaning each body part is being replaced by cells. If it's replaced at a certain time and you do not do certain movements, well, then the brain says, well, that's all I need.
Oh.
Is this one here, and then most likely your capsule in there is going to be limited to this range of motion unless you create a multi-directional movement.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm curious, how did you get started? What even got you going with all of this?
In corporate life, I used to manage hotels, and it was wonderful, but a lot of stress. And if you see a picture of me of that particular time, and you see a picture of me now, I was about 20 pounds heavier. Stress. I used to be a competitive athlete, and sometimes I'm still a weekend warrior, although I'm 70 years old, but I like to go out there and I enjoy cycling. But I had a lot of injuries. A lot of fractures, hip, shoulder, wrists, ankle, not all at the same time, but it's all accumulative. So I went to the search, yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, a little bit of qigong, and I found out the movements actually helped me loosening up and regaining my flexibility and fluidity.
So multi-directional seems like the key to longevity, to having that flexibility.
I believe so. I believe so, and that will actually transfer the whole way of thinking. It's not just the physiological aspect. I think I became much more open to new ideas.
Oh, interesting. So mind, body, and spirit.
Mind, body, that's it. Mind, body, spirit. Absolutely.
That's the good news.
That's the good news.
That's
yes,
good news.
go out and do it.
Okay.
Also, you can watch the video that will help you too.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. It was
Hey,
great talking to you.
my pleasure.
All right.
Awesome. Thank you.